if there is a fire alarm, then there's a fire exit here, or the door you came through, or there's one down the hallway as well, in the corner. And if you need the bathroom, it's just out the front door and you just go straight across the hallway. If you want to find out more about the library, come chat with me afterwards. Okay, cheers.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Nō ne pāo taku whenua tūpana, ko mātapusre taku mōnga, ko seti taku awa, ko Ōtepoti taku kāinga noho, ko Maukāgil te mōnga, ko Leith te awa, ko Aotearoa taku kāinga rua. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome everyone to the Phase 2 of Layers of Identity project. I'm Ajax Banstola, and some of you may remember me from the Phase 1 of the Layers of Identity project when my arm was in a sling, but luckily that is no more happening. And I'm being very careful to let it not happen again. So moving forward, I'd like to start this wonderful project in a positive way, with a karakia. Whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga, kia makinakina ki uta, ki mataratara ki tai. E hi ake ana te atakura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, tihei mauriora. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about the Layers of Identity project, all of those who are new to this project. So this event was launched in March this year because of Race Relations Day and World Poetry Day. And in Phase 1 there were 7 contributors, and I'm very lucky to be one of them. And this time around, there is 8 new contributors, which is awesome to hear that there is a total of 15 contributors this year, a pretty big amount. And all of the people who are new here today will be sharing about their whakapapa, because they have written a poems, essays, or a speech, and they've recorded it in a podcast, which is a long story. But today we are all very happy of those new contributors to this Layers of Identity project. So moving forward, I'd like to now acknowledge of those who helped with this Layers of Identity project for it to be a success. First of all, I'd like to thank Holly, the head librarian, for this awesome place that we could use. Second of all, I'd like to thank the Dunedin City Council for for funding the art grants, and Sean and Lisa to helping us with the grants, and of course all the new contributors and their whānau, because they're so special, and OAR FM staff, Arena, Domi and Jeff. So, being a fact-based host, I could not resist not to add some facts, so here we go. This is Dunedin's oldest literacy establishment since 1851, a pretty long while ago, right? And we have celebrated the 155th anniversary this year at the Octagon. That's a lot. That's not older than the dinosaurs, but 155, that's a lot. Now I want to just very, very quickly tell you about my experience of the Layers of Identity project. So first off, when Arena introduced me to the Layers of Identity project, I was super excited. Like, how often does a kid get to witness such an amazing opportunity? Not a lot. And the coolest thing is that it's kind of like we're trying to find clues of a mystery, but the thing is not we're not finding clues towards a mystery. We're finding clues towards ourself, our whānau, and our tūpuna. So I live here in Ōtepoti Dunedin now, but this project has helped me secure great roots with my whānau overseas in Nepal. And to all the Phase 2 contributors, I can't wait to hear your writing and good luck. So kia kaha, kia maya, kia mana wanui. Be strong, be brave, and be kind. Thank you.
Xin chào quý vị khán giả. Vanakkam, kia ora koutou, and good afternoon, everybody. Firstly, I want to express what an honour it is to be here today, speaking to you all. It is truly a privilege to have been part of the Layers of Identity project, and it is so special to be gathered here today in such a historically significant Dunedin venue. So a bit about me. My name is Jaden Trinjasidis. I'm 20 years old and I'm a proud New Zealand-born Vietnamese Singaporean Indian. Quite long. I'm currently a Bachelor of Nursing student at Otago Polytechnic, and I'm also a singer, songwriter and musician. I'm also a proud former Otago Access Radio host, hosting a radio show with Youth Zone called Global Youth NZ for just under a decade. You know, as I undertook this project, it really encouraged me to search deep, to introspectively rediscover the journey I embraced upon exploring my own cultural identity. One's culture, I found, it's never black or white. It is composed of vibrant components and variable experiences that shape an individual. You know, it isn't merely one's ethnic background, but their personhood, their likes, their dislikes, and experiences, both good and bad. And that is certainly what came to light in my own life while writing this piece of writing. So my piece of writing stems from an experience that I had while working in central Otago in an orchard over summer. I went to a real fruit ice cream store after work one day and struggled to choose between two ice cream flavours. Little did I know that that experience would highlight something a lot deeper about the societal pressure individuals sometimes face to pick one of their cultural identities over the other. I will now share an excerpt from my piece, Mango or Banana. Friday, late November, bluebird day, no clouds in sight, a warm breeze that seemed to wash over my body. I was working in central Otago, picking fruit, a summer job that somehow seems to be on every Kiwi's CV. I walked past the stretches of trees, quietly counting the unpicked fruit that I had missed, as I sat in the embrace of my car, which at this point felt like a sauna, but nonetheless comforting after an 8-hour shift. Driving off the gravel road and onto the highway, I deeply exhaled, as to leave a hard day's work behind at the orchard. 50, 60, 70, 100. I watched as the speedometer climbed. It was now officially the weekend, and after a tiring week, there was only one thing on my mind: real fruit ice cream. Oh, how the thought of sweet, sweet frozen fruit mixed with fresh cream swamped my mind. As I drove a couple hundred meters down the highway, my eyes darted left and right to make sure that I didn't miss the shop. Surely enough, I spotted the shop and pulled into the car park, which was more of just a concrete vacant lot. As I stepped into the shop, the summer heat still battering me, it intensified my excitement for this ice cream. The shop owner warmly greeted me with a comforting smile. She guided my gaze to a small blackboard which sat on top of a glass refrigerator with around a dozen of fruits to choose from. Kiwi fruit, strawberries, blueberries. I scanned across the refrigerator, almost overwhelmed by my choices. However, it was the last two flavours sitting in the end right corner that caught my eye: mango and banana. Reminiscing about my childhood, I loved both mangoes and bananas. I remember in the summers that I visited my family in Singapore or Vietnam, I would always ask both my grandmas to buy me mangoes and bananas to have as afternoon tea. They were always so sweet, so tasty, and it was just something about the tropical weather that made these fruits just that much yummier. Snapping back to reality, behind the kind eyes of the store owner, I also saw a look conveying, I don't have all day. What fruit would you like? She asked. I still couldn't decide. What came out of my mouth was a mumble of, can I choose both? She smiled, unfortunately not. After a long pause, as if almost involuntarily, I said banana. I scuffed my feet as I walked out of the shade, back into the sweltering heat. Driving back home with ice cream in one hand, steering wheel in the other, definitely not winning any safe driving awards, I ate my ice cream. It was really good. It was just what I needed. But something in the back of my mind kept asking, what if I had chosen mango? Thank you everyone for your attention. Ngā mihi, kia ora.
Hi, my name is Zoe Hippolita. I'm currently 13 years old, attending Fairfield School, and I was born in the Philippines but have grown up here in New Zealand. This project has provided me with a wonderful experience and opportunity. I have always found writing, particularly creative writing, quite enjoyable. This project has certainly sparked my curiosity about my Japanese heritage, and I realize now I know very little about. And I would like to share my piece of writing with you, my poem, The Warmth of Frost. New Zealand and Philippines both trigger delight. New Zealand and Philippines, but what are some differences that might be alright? After being in the blistering heat, going through the winter freeze, I start to feel a low beat. The continuous pour or even a quick drizzle, the other makes the scorching street sizzle. 4 seasons come once a year, summer, autumn, winter, spring. But on the other side of the world, heat the day brings. The sweet chirping birds and its wonderful sounds, Philippine snakes are more dangerous to me now. Surrounded with city and buzzing traffic, the beauty of nature makes me close my eyes and start humming. Over there, some cold dessert. Over here, hot foods that might hurt. Walking in the cold streets, having coffee while the day beats. Running to the nearest store to have something cold to eat. Although we have differences, we can still be alike in some ways, and even if we are far apart, what are some things that we love every day? The overcrowding smiles in the heat and friendly cheers you will see on the street. The adventure and travel is just a jolly time. You feel free and happy like nothing is a crime. Filipinos love nature just like you. Seeing the blue makes us forget work that's overdue. Sports and games are fun for all, but what about the mall? Shopping's great. Maybe not for everyone. Usually the men would want you to be done. Seeing the beach makes most of us thrilled, but the weather is different and the waters here are chilled. I'm learning to know that even if both countries are different, everyone around me is considerate. I'm loving the culture and vibe in Aotearoa. Its beauty and calmness is so good I can't describe it.
Kia ora. My name is Charlie. I'm 16. I go to Logan Park High School, and I was very fortunate to be involved with this project. So I'm primarily of New Zealand European heritage, but I am a quarter Lebanese, and I'm very proud of this. Growing up, this was quite a big part of my childhood. Like, I used in the home and with my family lots of Lebanese Arabic dialect words. And we cooked lots of Lebanese food, which is obviously I really enjoy. And it's been sort of a really integral part of me ever since I was young. Things like cooking with my grandma and learning lots of the old stories, which I learnt to really enjoy as I got a bit older. This project's really helped me be really proud of that fact and to affirm that part of my cultural identity. And I now feel a bit better about being honest and being proud about being Lebanese, or talking about my heritage more. Particularly, I want to thank Arina, who sat down with me and did the podcast. She said some really amazing things that really helped me feel very proud of my identity, so thank you. I shared 2 poems with the project, one of which I'm going to read very briefly, which is called Lebanese Daydream. Here we go. You don't look Lebanese. Thanks, I know. So you're only a quarter Lebanese? Does that count? I don't know, I really hope so. Your sister is so much darker than you, she obviously got the Lebanese gene. Again, I know, but does that make me any less Lebanese than her? What brought me here to this very spot, sitting on this couch, typing these words? Was it my mother and father? A simple joining of 2 half cells makes a whole. Biology class, a basic, entry-level trainee existence. I think it was some greater force that brought me here. The 4 grandparents I have, the 8 great-grandparents, the 16 great-grandparents, the 256 great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. Think of it like a mask of plaster. I am the most recent layer, after generations and generations of people connected on a great web. Who knew that Michael George would share a great-great-grandchild with Mrs. Eva Wilson? People that theoretically existed on entirely different sides of the planet and would never meet, but are connected through it all. Is that incredible, or is it incredibly stupid? And yet, you don't look Lebanese. Thanks, I know, but the inside of me is Lebanese. I have Lebanese guts and a Lebanese heart. And I want to go back, I think, when the atrocities in that part of the world have stopped. I have never been, but I want to go back. That place, that country feels like me. It's like when I fly into Wellington. When I fly into Wellington, white knuckles and gulping, I lose my breath. It feels like flying home when it's not. I think if I went to Lebanon, it would be different. Theoretically, I know very little about the country. I know some of their language and a lot of their food, of course, but I don't really know Lebanon. I don't know Lebanon, but Lebanon knows me. It knows my bones, and my bones ache to return. My bones want to learn the secrets. My bones want to walk up a garden path in Bashari to a savoury smelling kitchen of an old woman. Perhaps she remembers my great nana, or remembers further back. Or perhaps we're related by some distant means. And then maybe we will share stories and compare knowledge. And maybe we will cook. I will show her how I've rolled out huba for all these years from some diluted recipe, probably irrespective of my heritage. Then it will be her turn with gentle knuckles and a hardened memory to roll out huba, smile a little. And when that happens, my bones might finally rest. Thank you, Naomi.
Just come to the side of it when you talk, okay?
Hi, my name is Nembeka and I really appreciate being part of the program. I am from Papua New Guinea and I came to Dunedin when I was 1 year, 5 months old. And now I am 10 years old. My experience with the Layers of Identity project has made me understand my whakapapa much more and made me think about what it is like in Papua New Guinea and the way of life my parents had lived before they came to New Zealand. It also makes me think about my name and what it means. And it makes me appreciate my cultural identity. Now I want to share my poem. I came from a land called Papua New Guinea to come live in this beautiful land named Athenaeum. It has given me many opportunities over the years that I am grateful for. I am proud of who I am and my nationality, my name, and my languages. Aotearoa is a bit the same, but still I miss my homeland. I miss my cousins, aunts, uncles, grandpas, and grandmas, which makes no country quite like home. The animals are different, the food is different, the difficulties are different. I can sometimes be sad, happy, naive, anxious, and sometimes a bit annoying, which makes me unique. Even though Aotearoa is quite different, I am also proud of where I live. Even though it is extremely different, it is still a place where opportunities can still happen. My name is Nembeka Ganai. I am from a unique place called Papua New Guinea, and I live in a beautiful place named Aotearoa. Thank you.
A mix of life. Kia ora and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Layers of Identity. My name is Prisha Khan and I'm 9 years old. I'm a 5th grader and the school I currently am in is Kaikorai Primary School. My experience with making this project is very different. I got help from my family in Pakistan and mostly by my mom. I was born in Pakistan, but I came to New Zealand when I was only 1 year old. My whakapapa lines back to Pakistan where my ancestors live in. I'm very proud to be part of 2 cultures. One culture is in my blood and the other one I experience daily. I love to get identified as a green Kiwi because both cultures share the same family values and respect. I visited Pakistan 4 times and every time I've made the best memories with my family. I always meet my family and my extended family. Each celebrations with my family are the best. It really plays a different role. In New Zealand, I am proud to be part of Polyfest, choir, orchestra, and the cricket team from my school. It connects me with a wider group of my age. That's great because I love making new friends. I'm also part of the Pakistani community here in Dunedin. On that platform, I have played both of the national anthems on guitar. In Pakistan and New Zealand, people are very welcoming, the landscapes are beautiful, including the buildings. My roots are green, but my heart beats to Kiwi.
Assalamu alaikum. Kia ora, everyone. I want to thank Arena for giving me the opportunity to be part of this program. Today I'm going to discuss my essay, which is about my life through 3 cultures. When people ask me where I'm from, I find it hard to give a simple answer. I was born in Iraq, lived in Indonesia for nearly 10 years, and now I'm in New Zealand. Each country has its own unique culture, and being part of all 3 has shaped who I am today. I left Iraq when I was 8. Even though I was young, I still remember the strong sense of family, the call to prayer, and the food we shared at home. Iraq gave me my roots and my values. Indonesia was a big change. New language, new people, and new culture. It took time to adjust, but I learned a lot. The people were peaceful and respectful, and I grew to love the food, especially rendang. Living there taught me patience and how to adapt. New Zealand felt fresh and free. I'll never forget seeing the haka for the first time. I laughed at first, but later I realized how powerful it is. Now I try it all the time, to be honest. I love how New Zealand celebrates its cultures and respects everyone. Each country gave me my special thing. I don't just belong to one culture, I carry them all with me. Thank you, everyone.
Kia ora everyone, my name is Zoe McElroy and I am a second year student at Otago University studying law and politics and economics. I was raised on a small family farm just south of Dunedin in Milton, which you might have heard of. And I was lucky enough to be the 4th generation raised on that farm and farming that same land, and the 5th generation farming in Milton. And I'm really proud that my ancestors originally came from County Tyrone in Ireland on my father's paternal side. I've been really grateful to be a part of this project. I think it's always really grounding to look back to where you've came from and to really reflect on all the wonderful people that have given you the opportunities and the ability to be where you are today. And it was really wonderful to reflect on that and to really connect with that part of me that maybe sometimes I don't think about as much. I have written an essay and I'm going to give you like a highly doctored version of it today. Listener Tiny Daffodils. My fondest childhood memory begins on the back of a motorbike behind my dad on a cold spring morning. We are at the end of the lambing beat and I'm finally getting to see if the daffodils have popped up enough that I can read what they say. Dad tells me that my great-grandfather, Miller, planted them well before I was born on the hillside of the farm that he had just bought. He named it after his father's homeland in Ireland. Listener Tiny. Being a 5-year-old, I didn't understand how special it was to have such a visual connection to my ancestors, nor how their actions would indescribably shape my own future. Although we can pretend it doesn't, your heritage shapes every aspect of your life. There is no escaping it. Even though I feel like I have entirely chosen my own path, it has really been shaped for me by decisions my ancestors have made across hundreds of years. Their choices have formed the life I live. This is not necessarily a bad thing. Trends and habits that have lasted for generations have done so for a reason. But I also think it is important to be the one that shapes your own path, beyond the history that shapes it for you. We should live our lives looking towards the future, not shrouded by the past. It is good I had built my own life, instead of falling into the cookie-cutter mould available to me. I am lucky to have had this ability. Now, when I watch the listener tiny daffodils bloom each spring, I am grateful. My family who came before me have given me so much and handed down some of the parts of myself I love the most. But I am also excited to see how I take their legacy and shape it into something that is wholly me, and all the better for it. I can only hope that others can see their own daffodils bloom and flourish into something that generations past and future are proud of. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name's Arina. I'm the youth coordinator and community connector at Otago Access Radio, and also the person who's been working with the rangatahi on the project. I am just really proud. I'm sure you're feeling the same way as I'm feeling right now. I get so overwhelmed with all the stories, and it's just really amazing to have all of the different types of stories, the creative writing that people have written, and something I do want to share about why this project is so special. It's because it's not like a project where, write something, submit, and then we'll choose you. It's not that. We actually work with them in the studios and we ask more questions, and it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And some of the rangatahi came with their parents and their whānau, and we actually learned a lot more during the interview. And the interviews are all podcasted, which is really special. What you hear today is basically just a sneak peek of the stories that they shared. You know, you can't really try to summarize your whakapapa in 5 minutes. You know, that's a really difficult thing to ask for, which is why we have the interview as part of the podcast, and that's, you know, up to 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, and hopefully that gives you a bit more detail into the lives of the rangatahi that shared their stories today. We had 8 rangatahi part of the Phase 2 contributors, and we heard 7 of them speak today. But I do want to mention that Tia sent her apologies. You might see her photo playing, but Tia is a young mother who is, oh yeah, that's Tia. Tia is a young mother who is from a Maori Samoan Cook Island Pakeha whakapapa, so she's like 4 in 1, which is kind of crazy. Yes, and her podcast will be on her on Spotify, Apple Podcasts as well, so you can hear her story even though she's not here today. I do want to acknowledge the Phase 1 contributors who are here today to support the Phase 2 contributors. We have Mala. Mala, you want to stand up and just like... Mala is from Palestine, and we did hear her story at the Phase 1 celebrations. Her podcast is up there as well. We have Asha. Yay! Asha has lived in Malaysia and New Zealand for equal amounts of times, and her poem is an acrostic poem, which is really special. Yeah, it was one of the first times I saw it in real life, so well done. Who else is here? Tumishe. Tumishe is from Nigeria but grew up in South Africa, and I remember this because I work with them. It's kind of amazing how I can remember each stories. Is there anyone else from Facebook? Ah, of course, Ajax is here. So we all heard from the amazing Ajax who opened the space. That is something really special as well. It's important to see give a chance for our rangatahi to have space to try something new and upskill and lead the event as well. So we're very proud of you, Ajax. Thank you for opening the space so beautifully today. Am I missing anyone? Vika! So Vika, if you want to say hi to everyone. Vika is a Russian adoptee who came to New Zealand as a baby, and she talked about what it means to be from Russia but not knowing her family from there in her whakapapa exploration. So yes, as you can tell, the cultural diversity of the Layers of Identity project was very, very, very important, and it is reflective of Ōtepoti Dunedin. So, who? Ahana! Ahana's here! Ahana, if you want to say hi. Ahana is from India but grew up in Bangladesh, Malawi, and now Aotearoa, New Zealand. And her family's got residency recently, and it's such a really emotional moment for everyone. And yes, I hope I don't miss anyone, but everyone is on the podcast. I do want to mention that we will start broadcasting the Phase 2 Layers of Identity contributors on 105.4 FM, 1575 AM, or also live stream on our website. You can hear them from tomorrow, Friday, at 3:30 p.m. But everyone's names is on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all of that too. So, if you feel like there's a lot today, there's actually a whole lot more in the interviews, and I am so lucky because I got to listen to it live, the whole thing, for all 15 contributors. Yes, I do have a few other thank yous to say. Thank you for you all who are here to support our rangatahi. It is very, very important that the community, your whānau is here to support. It gives so much confidence to our young people to keep sharing the work that they do. And if you are a young person out there, this is just an example to show why it is important to share your story. There's so many things that we don't know about someone when you look at them, you know. We had so much stories about, like, you know, you don't look Lebanese as an example. Yeah, there's so much to a person than what they look like. Yes, again, thank you so much, Holly, for providing us this beautiful space. When I heard that we're having this space, this event at the Athenaeum Library, it just makes sense because it's about the city's whakapapa, and this is such an important space to share. So do look around and talk to Holly if you have any questions about how to be a member here. I'm a member myself, and I just love spending time here and look at all the crime books at the back. Yes, and thank you, Dunedin City Council, for the fund to make this event happen. Without funding, obviously, we can't make things happen, so we really appreciate that. I really appreciate the librarians out there. We have Lynn and Jill, who is photographing the photos as well. So we have a professional photographer taking photos. Thank you. Yes, and yeah, just OAR FM team. We've got Domi who's live streaming on YouTube right now. So if you have any family members who's like, oh no, I missed the event, send them the YouTube link. So it's all gonna be on YouTube. And yeah, we have Jeff there with the drinks who's helping out. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Yes. So now we want to give a presentation, a cohort presentation to all our contributors. I forgot to mention something very, very important, which is Layers of Identity. It's going to be a book. So if you were at the first phase, here's a fake book that I created. It helps me with manifesting the project, but this is roughly what it will look like, and each of the contributors' writing will be in the book, and it's all going to be published thanks to the Dunedin UNESCO City of Literature. We are so grateful for them for helping us collect all these stories, and it's all going to be in a book, and it's all going to be part of the Dunedin history. How important is that? And also, the contributors and the whānau will also be gifted these books, so they will be part of the gifts, and it's important that these stories will be shared. Yes, so I guess now we'll, feel free to have food, drinks, but the formal part of the event is over. We'll just invite each of the contributors to the front, and then we'll grab some photos. I think Jeff will be my cameraman as well. Okay. Different angles would help. Thank you, Jill. Yes. So Jaden, Zoe, Charlie, Nambeka, Parishe, Burhan, and Zoe, if you want to just line up, and then we'll just send some gifts to you. We'll give a round of applause to Okay, so if everyone just come squish in. Squish in. Cool. Oh, show the right side, please. Aww.
get out of that. You go on, Dago.
Okay, my phone now. Smile. Woohoo. Okay, this one now. Smile. Yay. So we've got book vouchers, which is gonna be fun for you to explore. We're also inviting the phase 1 contributors too. So come up.